A very warm welcome back to the channel. In today's aviation news recap, there's coverage on FedEx retiring an aircraft type, Qantas making changes to its fleet, and Jetstar also announcing a pretty hefty expansion, but the catch, it's not in Australia. Let me begin with Qantas, with the group announcing plans to invest in its turboprop fleet for operation at QantasLink with the commitment to additional aircraft. As part of the latest deal, QantasLink will acquire 14 midlife -8 400s, or just more commonly referred to as Q400 turboprop aircraft, to bolster its regional network right across Australia. These new Q400s will seat 78 people. This is actually 4 more than the existing Q400s currently in operation that are obviously able to seat 74. Furthermore, as part of the latest purchase, and probably one of the largest stories to come from this announcement, Qantas will gradually remove the much smaller Q200 and Q300 turboprop aircraft from its fleet for good. It will essentially move towards only flying the Q400 in the form of turboprops. One also key takeaway from this change within Qantas Group will be the considerable capacity jump we will see. The much smaller Q200s and Q300s seat between 36 to 50 passengers, and as a result, once the company moves solely to the Q400s, its capacity across regional markets is obviously going to increase, allow it to serve more of these markets more efficiently, and if there is higher demand, to be able to actually meet that. Per fleet data, the airline has 3 -8 200s and 16 -8 300s at the time of recording. Some of these units are listed as parked. These two aircraft types actually average 28.2 years and 21.8, so undoubtedly they're not getting any younger and are certainly getting on. The company already has 31 -8s, the youngest among the -8 fleet at 15 years of age. As Qantas looks to bring down the average age of its fleet, whether this be for the mainline or QantasLink, we are seeing adjustments that will be important for the long term. As for adding midlife -8s, well, this could be considered a great short to medium term solution, for they do eventually look to completely replace the -8s, something that I can confirm is being discussed internally. By the conclusion of the investment, Qantas says that its Q400 fleet will reach 45 aircraft. The overall consolidation from 3 subfleets into a single one will also have many positive ramifications for the business. Because of this decision, Qantas expects lower maintenance costs alongside scaling benefits with greater long-term efficiency. While this isn't technically a new aircraft purchase, such commitments can be hugely important for a company like Qantas that wants to improve its business. Qantas Group has emphasized improving its fleet in the last few years, announcing plans to phase out old aircraft for more fuel-efficient types. However, where this may not be applicable, the group has looked to add more midlife aircraft, whether that be the -8s or aging Airbus single-aisle jets. The turboprop's role in the Qantas fleet is hugely important. In fact, it carries more than 3.4 million customers annually to cross 50-plus destinations in regional Australia. If it will, Qantas says it's always going to look to improve the overall experience. And moving to their low-cost division, Jetstar have announced that they'll be increasing their presence across New Zealand, with more than 240,000 seats each year across the Tasman to be offered, and even domestically. As part of its expansion efforts, Jetstar says it's completing the works in stages. Jetstar will first launch new flights between Christchurch and Cairns, alongside Auckland and the Sunshine Coast. This will be the first stage. Auckland to the Sunshine Coast will commence on the 13th of December 2024, with 3 flights to be offered as JQ175, 176. Meanwhile, Christchurch to Cairns flights will launch on April 1 of 2025, and these will operate as JQ135 and JQ136. The plan is from April 6th, so 5 days later, these will increase to thrice weekly. The expansions follows the airline celebrating its cancellation rates across New Zealand, which dropped to around 1% or less on average. Moreover, its on-time performance has seen more than 80% of flights arrive within 15 minutes. Jetstar says it's committed to offering reliability and also strong reliability across New Zealand and Australia, and boosting its network wherever applicable. Such announcements like these are pivotal to enabling all this to take place. Jetstar says it will also increase capacity across key domestic routes within New Zealand as part of essentially the next stage. The airline will increase flights between Christchurch and Auckland, alongside Auckland and Wellington. However, in the next 12 months, it says it's also committed to increasing this further. Adjustments will also be made to the airline's flight between Christchurch and Melbourne, which is expected to be enhanced with prospective connectivity across the long-haul network. Thanks to optimised flight times, a connection towards Asia will be made possible on a Jetstar long-haul service. These decisions will also mean the company must increase its aircraft presence in New Zealand. From December of 2024, Jetstar says it'll base another aircraft in Christchurch, bringing the total to 8 A320 jets. On to the final story. FedEx has announced it's retired 22 of its Boeing 757-200 freighters as part of efforts to mitigate losses and respond to the evolving industry changes, as well as it losing out on an important contract for the US Post, one it lost out to UPS. The freight operator confirmed its fourth quarter results in a press release, which included a USD 157 million non-cash impairment charge following this decision. Furthermore, the charge also included the retirement of 7 related engines, as the focus on modernizing their air freight fleet continues. FedEx believes that by retiring this aircraft type, it will improve their overall network efficiency and align the air network capacity with anticipated demand levels looking ahead. The major freight operator has many 757s to its name, but also equally many are parked. The total number of 757s at the time of recording sits at 118, but the operational number is far fewer than this, with either aircraft types being retired or parked, as I touched on. Fleet data shows that as of June 25, 2024, the company has 77 757Fs in service, with 41 units listed as parked. Moreover, you have to consider that the Boeing 757 freighter fleet is not getting any younger. Fleet data indicates this sits at an average age of over 33 years. These planes are not youthful, and it's looking towards 777Fs and 767Fs. These are your youngest jet engine powered freighters within their fleet. And they do truly believe that in the more short to medium term, this will be the answer to more efficient operations over, say, retaining 757Fs. It'll also give them greater freight capacity. They'll be able to potentially reduce the amount of services while increasing the amount of cargo to be hauled. Looking towards the more long term, you'd imagine that they're going to commit further towards your Airbus or Boeing freighter aircraft, part of that next gen that is coming through. That's going to conclude today's aviation news recap. Again, I sincerely apologize for my voice if it sounds incredibly croaky. I do appreciate your patience. The show, though, must go on. Take care, be safe. I'll see you same place, same time tomorrow for your latest industry news. And we'll fly.